Oh my goodness. Bro, we just caught Eddie Hearn in one of the absolutely most diabolical lies yet. Either the dude's lying to us, trying to fool us, or they absolutely fooled Turkey Al-Sheikh, ZUFFA Boxing, and anybody who's involved with the negotiations of Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. First of all, yesterday, we reacted to Eddie Hearn giving his response to Dana White's statements at ZUFFA number 7, Ryan Rozecki versus Chris William Smith post-fight interview. Dana White made a couple statements. He said, who do you think set up the contract between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua? Referring to ZUFFA Boxing, that Eddie Hearn wasn't the man who did this. He said, I bet you Eddie Hearn doesn't even know where the fight's going to take place. I bet you he doesn't even know where the venue's going to be at. The reporter says to you, Dana White says, yup. Dana White says that Eddie Hearn is absolutely lying to us. But in my reaction video yesterday, I talked about some of the details within the contract that Eddie Hearn was explaining. Because Eddie Hearn yesterday, in his interview, explained that it's within the contract that the fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua has to take place in the UK. He said not only did Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions send a cease and desist letter to Dana White to stop negotiations, to stop any talks of a possible fight with Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn, but he said the Zone also sent a letter 3 to 4 days ago telling him to immediately pull from discussions and negotiations. He says, Eddie Hearn, that Dana White probably doesn't even know himself, but it's within the contract that this fight has to take place in the UK. And it's within the contract that if ZUFFA Boxing is involved, the fight's not happening. That ZUFFA must not be involved at all. And based off of the details that Eddie Hearn was giving to us, I said, well, he's explaining to us what's going down. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to look at this clip from Eddie Hearn on April 27th. It was first reported. Eddie Hearn, in an interview, was explaining that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua both signed the contract to fight. And that now the venue and where the location is going to be at, it's not up to Eddie Hearn. And it's not up to Matchroom Boxing and the Zone. But it's up to Turkey Al-Sheikh. Mr. Turkey Al-Sheikh has the full right to choose wherever this fight is gonna take place. We have no say-so in it. Now, we would love it for it to be in the UK, but Turkey Al-Sheikh's the one who's paying the bag. So at the end of the day, wherever Turkey Al-Sheikh wants to fight, that's where it's gonna be. I'm gonna show you guys the clip from April 27th of Eddie Hearn. And then I'm going to show you guys the clip of Eddie Hearn yesterday during his interview explaining, giving his response to Dana White. Tell me Eddie Hearn isn't either lying to us or they somehow sneakily, within Anthony Joshua's contract, you can't do business without Eddie Hearn. If you're going to do business with Anthony Joshua, they somehow sneakily put it within the contract. And maybe others who were involved in negotiations did not see this. And now Eddie Hearn's like, bruh, we got you. It's within the contract that the fight has to take place in the UK because the dude said it is up to Turki Al-Sheikh. So now it's in the contract? Ladies and gentlemen, check these clips out.
What can you, as AJ's loyal promoter, say about where we're at with this and where the location is? For what I'm reading is it's Fury versus AJ.
Yeah, I think that it's really which way round it goes. Don't really care. I mean, you know, I will always say that AJ is the bigger name commercially. Really, who cares? Like, we're kind of beyond that now, to be honest with you. But AJ Fury, Fury AJ, there's no official artwork yet. But what we know is the fight is signed by both fighters. So both fighters. I mean, Fury's already said he signed it. We've now signed our end as well. So the fight is done. The location of that will be down to Turki Al-Sheikh. You know, I think the one thing I'll say about Turki Al-Sheikh is he's a mad boxing fan. And he knows that that fight in the UK is historic. So I think he wants to give British fight fans something they'll remember forever. However, he's also the one paying the bill. So really, he's got to look at where that fight makes sense for the business and for them as well. So wherever it is, it is. It's not down to us to make those decisions.
Not you.
No, or AJ, or Tyson Fury.
Or Goldstar.
No, absolutely not.
Just down to Turkey.
Ultimately, we signed a contract to fight wherever we're told the fight is. Obviously, I think everybody wants the fight to take place in the UK. But we'll see what transpires. Oh, it'd be unbelievable. I mean, you know.
So that's him. April 27th. Check him out. Check out what he said yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. And tell me, what changed? Is Eddie Hearn absolutely lying to us? My goodness. Roll the tape.
I mean, it was very zesty at the press conference where he's like, I know where that fight is. Ask Eddie, and started doing all these weird sort of shaking about, just a part of his...
Do you know where that fight is?
No, because it's not agreed yet. Okay. Listen, this is what's happened. Dana White has said to Turki Al-Sheikh, you should do that event in Vegas, right? He's reached out to MGM Grand, trying to, I mean, again, not even has the right to even be involved, and trying to convince Turki Al-Sheikh to look at Vegas for that fight. And he thinks that he could get Turki Al-Sheikh to do the fight in Las Vegas. What Dana White doesn't know, and Dana White said Eddie Hearn didn't negotiate that contract. I mean, what this guy, talk about lies. He's either completely deluded or the biggest compulsive liar I've ever met in my life. Of course, we negotiated the whole contract. By the way, those negotiations went on for 3 or 4 months. What Dana White doesn't know is, in the contract, not only does it say Dana White, ZUFFA, TKO can have nothing to do promotionally with the event, it also says, at the desire of Anthony Joshua and Matchroom, that fight must take place in the UK.
Help me understand what's really going down, Mr. Eddie Hearn. Because you guys said you signed the contract. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua both signed the contract. And now the location choice is up to Turki Al-Sheikh. But now y'all saying that it's in the contract, the fight must take place in the UK? So that being said, I think to myself, during that ZUFFA #7 post-press conference, post-fight interview with Dana White, he explains that he knows where this fight is going to take place. And Eddie Hearn's reaction, his interview yesterday, said that he knows that Dana White has went to the MGM Grand Garden Casino and is trying to strike a deal. Now, whether it's the MGM Grand Garden Casino or the T-Mobile Arena where it could possibly be, Eddie Hearn says that Dana's trying to get in Turki Al-Sheikh's ear, and bring this fight over to Las Vegas, Nevada. So now that I think about it, man, is there something in play here? Turki Al-Sheikh having the last say-so in where this fight's gonna take place? Is Dana White getting to work as Turki Al-Sheikh's boy and try to figure something out here? Or did Eddie Hearn play these guys? Did he play them? Did he somehow figure out some way to put this within the contract? And whoever read over the contract negotiations didn't see this on Team ZUFFA and Team Turkey Al Sheikh? Help me understand, ladies and gentlemen. Because as of right now, I take back what I said yesterday about Eddie Hearn. And I think Dana White is the one who may be telling the truth here. Even though we know both of these guys are liars in the same ways and many other different ways. Let me know what you guys think, bro. This is absolutely great stuff. This is the MMA Boxing Addict channel bringing it to you. And I'm